I honestly can't like skate these anymore. I'm actually going to switch back to my forged indie hollows. These Thunder Hollow lights, I do like them. I mean, they are good trucks, obviously. They grind really well. They turn really well. I mean, they're lightweight. I mean, they're good, you know? But the biggest thing for me was just not having that big of a base plate. I realized that, yeah, I do a lot of nose slides and tail slides, and I kind of depend on that base plate. I know there's some other Thunders with bigger base plates. Maybe we'll try those out eventually. I also been wanting to try slappy trucks. Some other people even mentioned I should try venture trucks, but I think those pull your wheelbase out too much for me. And it's kind of funny with these trucks, I've been kind of feeling a little off the last like few sessions. And I don't know, I just haven't really, either I haven't gotten used to them, or the slightly longer wheelbase is making me feel kind of weird, or even the height difference maybe. Either way, I've been kind of complaining about it. I feel like every session I'm kind of like, I don't know, something's off, and I feel like I've been telling everybody I'm gonna switch my trucks, and I just haven't, just because I've been lazy. We're gonna switch back to the 149 forged hollows. These are not the titanium ones. Skate a 149 on my 825. I like having the wider truck, just kind of adds a little bit more stability, easier for me to lock into crooked grinds, feeble grinds, and ultimately I just try to lighten up my trucks. But I also wanted to show you guys kind of this base plate. Like, look how much that sticks out. You know, where you look at something like this and the base plate is almost like hidden. I do feel like when you do lock into nose slides and tail slides, it is a very nice lock-in, but your wheels slide a lot. So unless you're waxing, honestly, like every single time, it kind of gets annoying in my opinion. It just doesn't really work for me. But crooked grinds feel so good with these trucks, like it's really nice. Actually kind of funny, I'm kind of over the black hanger. So I have this literally a bin full of trucks right now. And of course, they're all different indies and stuff. But these are normal standard 169 hangers. I literally don't have any 149s in here right now. These are 144s. Like, there's nothing. It's kind of annoying. So I do want to eventually get the forged indie titaniums. I feel like that'll be like my happy truck right there. Just because I know it's going to be lightweight. It's going to be something that I am used to. But like I mentioned, slappy trucks is another contender I've been really wanting to try. Ever since it came out, I've always been kind of curious. And it's funny because I actually don't know anyone really around me that skates them. So I do want to try them, have like a peace of mind on them. It's kind of funny, the last thing I do want to mention, kind of going back to how your wheels slide a lot with these trucks. Since I ride the tablets, it's kind of crazy. I feel like my wheels cone a lot faster, you know what I mean? They're starting to cone already. Like this side's already kind of coning faster, doing nose slides. So it's kind of like another reason why these trucks don't really work for me. These trucks are good. I just don't think they work for how I skate, if that makes sense. We're gonna take these things off right now and switch back to the forged indie hollows. But you know what, maybe I'll keep the black hardware on the black truck. That might look kind of cool. Like I mentioned, it's actually not much of a difference since the forged indie hollows actually have a forged base plate. Like, it's super thin. It's actually pretty similar to the Thunders, I noticed. Because I couldn't really decide when I was skating these trucks. I couldn't decide if that like millimeter or two of like a height difference made a difference for me. It obviously did something, because I must have been feeling something when I was skating it. Because like I mentioned, it just didn't feel right. You know what I mean? And I think I did skate these trucks a handful of times, and it just, I don't know. Like I said, I like them, but I just didn't love them. Since this hardware is like kind of short, I feel like it's kind of easy to get my trucks off like really fast. Oh yeah. Also, I do want to take this though. I want to take these off. I want to keep the black hardware. I think that's kind of cool. And you know what? Let's put my front wheels on my back truck. That might be a good idea. So this is what we're gonna do. I think there's only one washer on that wheel. Kind of weird. That one has two washers. We're not gonna stack three. I probably could though, just because I'm riding the tablet. It's so small. But yeah, anyways, so that's what we're gonna do with that. Yo. The black hardware on this is like kind of nicer with the black truck. If it goes on, I don't know why it's not screwing on. Is it stripped or something? Wait, don't tell me this won't fit, because that would be crazy. Okay, it does. Oh, yo, this is kind of sick still. You know, the black hardware on the black truck, kind of sick. I'm not gonna lie. Another thing I do want to mention, these new bearings. I was testing out these sample bearings. I actually forgot what they were called. They were called like Hex 3s or something. Shout out Skate618 for hooking me up with them. But so far, so good. Honestly, they're still rolling. They've honestly gotten better. When I first got them, they were like just like super oily and kind of wet sounding, you know? It almost sounded waterlogged. Or not waterlogged, my wheels sounded soft actually. And it's funny because my buddy was like, bro, let me try out your wheels. And he was like, wait, whoa, they're like pretty hard and slick, but they sound really soft. It was kind of funny. But yeah, so far so good. They're still lasting. They haven't broken yet, so that's a good sign. I'm gonna take off the rest of the wheels, and I'm not gonna film that because it's really not too exciting. So ultimately, the only reason why I was really trying the Thunder Hollow lights was to lighten up my setup. So obviously in that case, it did work. But I guess the question was, did the lighter setup really improve my skating? I can't really say if it really did or not. Just because of the different variables I guess this kind of gave me, I can't really say if it was better or not. So I think it actually would be a better test if I did get the lighter version of these. Just by doing that, it'll have a lot of similarities as well. And especially the base plate, especially if I'm doing ledge tricks and stuff, I'd like to compare the difference on ledges, because if my board's lighter, maybe I can get up to higher ledges or whatever it may be. Maybe flipping into a ledge is easier. But ultimately, I think I'm gonna have to get a different truck, something more similar to Independent. Funny because like months ago, Ben DeGrosse was in town and we were talking about Thunders. We were at Courthouse and we were talking about the wheels, how they slide on the ledge a lot. Kind of one of those things, easier said than done, I guess, because it's like, yeah, you say that, but until you actually try it, you really like understand like, okay, this is chill or it's not chill. And it was funny because Ben did see some Thunders in my trunk whenever that was, and he was like, yeah, you're probably not gonna like these trucks. And I had a feeling, I had a gut feeling, he was totally right. I just didn't realize how much a base plate made such a difference. And so I feel like that's what I learned, I guess, out of all this truck madness so far, is that base plate makes a difference, you know? Whoa, I kind of wanted to film this. It's kind of crazy. That's where the Thunder was sitting, was so much like further up, even though the truck like sits back further. Like the base plate is actually pretty long. It's just crazy how it sat so much like further up than the Indy does. And also it's interesting to see how you could tell, look, like since I had the Thunders on, there was areas I wasn't hitting, and now I'll probably start grinding way more over here. I'm trying to line up the holes. Okay. All right, the holes are kind of lined. I mean, they're lined up the best I can right now, but look at that. That's crazy. That's like such a crazy difference. That difference, like where they sit, that's kind of gnarly. And they can move back even more. Oh man, that's so crazy. Wow, it's crazy how much of a difference they can make. I'm gonna show you guys, look at that. I didn't even hit any of that space where my tail is. So I'm gonna put my Indies on and show you guys where that thing sits afterwards. Have the Indy on, and so now the little, like, it's only like the foot showing. When we had the Thunders on, you could kind of see like the ankle showing of that thing, if that makes sense. Yeah, that makes a difference. Indies are back on, and it's crazy because the board definitely feels heavier. Like, it's crazy. I honestly feel like it's just that extra like knuckle that like the Indies have, you know, like how it kind of like goes over the truck right here, that extra meat over the axle. So I feel like that's definitely a reason why it's a little bit heavier, but that's also another reason why this truck is gonna last you, I feel, way longer. One main difference I felt grinding between these and the Thunders, like the metal almost felt soft. Like I felt like it was like hot knife through cold butter type of thing when I was grinding like cement, where like this kind of glides on top of it, if that makes sense. So I mean, not that it felt bad, like when you grind it on like metal, like an angle iron ledge, like it locked in and grinded so well. But I definitely see why people like these trucks. I mean, even for like Manny's, I felt like I was pretty stable with this truck. But like I mentioned, I ride the hard bushing. So this does have the Slappy's 95A bushing in here, or 95 Duro bushing in here. So it is a pretty hard truck still. I think that really has helped me. Just kind of stability, manuals, you know, locking into cross lock on flat bars. I don't know, the harder bushing, just kind of keeping them like they're not tight. Like look, like it's not like they're cranked down or anything. Just a harder bushing, just quicker rebound has helped me a lot, I've noticed. So if you haven't tried that, maybe something to try out. But I am glad I got to try these things out. Like I mentioned, I do like them, I just don't love them. But yeah, comment, let me know what you guys think about Thunders. What do you guys think about back on the Indy? What do you guys think about the Slappy trucks? Like, let me know.